Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's going on with it, family? Shalom, shalom, shalom. What is going on with it, family? As y'all coming in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button. Man, we finna get to it. So we're gonna allow a little bit more people to get into the building. We can ready to go in. Shalom, shalom, brown skin girl. What's going on? We getting ready to go in. So y'all see the title on the thing on the screen. So DJ Vlad, I call him Rabbi Vlad TV, dropped the interview yesterday with Lyfe Jennings. Okay. And if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm getting ready to do a commentary on it. I'm getting ready to bust these lies up because all these people do is lie and lie and lie. You know, whenever they feet is being put to the fire, all they do is lie. They cannot explain to the people their origin, where they come from. Okay. And I'm getting ready to bust this thing wide open. Make sure y'all coming in the building, hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe because the chat is subscriber only. So make sure you guys are subscribed and share this link, man. We getting ready to go in. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, CL Brown? What's going on with it, Peggy? Shalom, shalom. So we're gonna give everybody about 5 more minutes to get in. But if you guys haven't saw the video that Rabbi Vlad TV did with um Lyfe Jennings, he was basically trying to question him on some things about Ye, and then he began to explain his understanding of the Jewish people. And so then Vlad will go on to try to make it seem like, oh, this is speaking about a race and a religion of people. So we're getting ready to play some of the pieces of the interview, and I'm getting ready to give you guys a commentary on it. But you know, all these people do is lie, and it's important for our people to understand this because, and I want to give shout out to Lyfe Jennings because you know he kind of in the interview, he kind of, held Vlad TV feet to the fire and was just kind of questioning, like, wait a minute, what you saying don't make sense. And then whenever these people are challenged, all they do is lie. So I'm getting ready to break this whole interview down. I'm finna bust up the lies, and then I'm going to explain to you why these people are continuing to lie about who they are, where they come from, and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that y'all sharing this link. We getting ready to go in. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Let people know, let the machine know that we working, okay? Because we getting ready to go in. So, got going on here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so y'all can come into the chat. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this subject as we go. I know a lot of y'all are up on, what's going on as far as in the religious world. A lot of the entertainers may not know what's going on, but those of you out there that are studying the book and are taught these basic things, and I'm gonna say in any Israelite congregation that you're in, you already know that we are the people of the book. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you at the end of this live what the big problem is so that our people can start to wake up and understand exactly what is going on. Okay. So now let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay. We got 17 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all coming in. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel so that you guys can enter into the chat, and let's get to it. So now let's play this. I'm gonna play this clip and then I'm gonna come in, let you guys listen to a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna bust up the lies. Now, let me see. Let's do it right here. Now hold on. Let me get it from here, Lyfe Jennings. I salute Lyfe Jennings for holding that boy feet to the fire because see, these people are always scared to talk about their origin and what's going on. But now let's get to it. He tries to tell Lyfe Jennings that being Jewish is a race and a religion. Let me break this down to you so you guys can understand. Judaism is basically what they call the worship of the Jews. Okay. Now, what is the worship of the Jews? The worship of the Jews is keeping Tanakh, keeping what people would call today the Old Testament. But when you go into the book of the law, the first five books of Moses, uh, this is Judaism, keeping the laws and the commandments of the religion of what they call the law. I mean, hold on, let me slow down. Judaism is basically the worship of the Jews and the worship of Judah, because you got to understand that the 12 tribes split. So you had the 10 northern kingdoms that got deported out of the land, and then you had Judah, the southern kingdom, which consisted of Judah, Benjamin, and the Levites. Okay, these are the royal seed. This is who went into captivity into the four corners of the earth. Okay, if you guys watched the video I did on debunking the so-called 12 the chart, the 12 tribe chart, and the so-called 12 lost tribes of Israel. Israel is not lost. Israel is right where the Bible said we will be at here in these last days. So just like we're in the four corners of the earth, Judah, because this is who they came and got from the west coast of Africa, Judah. This is why when you look at the ancient maps, it tells you the kingdom of Judah, which was in the west coast of Africa. Okay. Now I got another big message that I'm finna bust up on that to go more in depth on it. But at any rate, Judah, the southern kingdom, is what got scattered into the four corners of the earth. So now, in understanding that, you do have people that do. I'm gonna just go back to that time period that were considered from the actual tribe of Judah. Okay, so you have the Yahudim. Okay, and then you have to understand that you have those that converted to the religion of the Jews, because you got to understand that the book tells us that the Most High, the Honorable Abba Yahuwah, said that wherever he would place his name at, this is where the people will come to bring their sacrifices. So he placed his name in Jerusalem, and Judah had the name. They basically held a torch. So what they're trying to tell us today is that Judaism is a race, and it's not. Okay. Now you have those that are part of the what they would consider the religion of Judaism, that are from the actual tribe of Judah. Okay. Now those people actually come from the actual 12 tribes, and then you have other people that practice Judaism that's not actually a bloodline, that are not from the bloodline of Judah, okay, or any of the other 12 tribes or the other 11 tribes of Israel, okay? So in understanding that, today we have a problem whenever these individuals are asked about their origin, where they come from, or whatever the case may be, they try to use they use sorcery is what they're using in order to get away from identifying where they come from and who they are. Now, in understanding this, right, you have the Europeans that are in what is known today as modern day Israel, right? And they identify as the people of the book. Now they also acknowledge people like Ethiopia, which he's getting ready to talk about, and we're getting ready to get to that here later on in the thing. But you have other groups in Africa that they will acknowledge as being Jews or whatever the case may be. Okay. Now, with that being said, logical sense tells us that the tribes in Africa, where there is no argument or no debate, okay, these are a black race of people. Okay. These are black people. These are not Europeans. So logical sense tells us that if you acknowledge these people as Jews, okay, or even the Ethiopians, okay, and then you have Europeans that are identifying as Jewish, logical sense tells us that only one group of people can actually trace back to the biological 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. You can't say, okay, well, these people are also Jewish, and they are Jews, and you're saying that this is a race of people, but yet the DNA is different for the Jews that's in Africa versus the Jews that are coming from out of Europe. Okay, the Europeans, the Ashkenazis. Okay, so now he goes on to try to say that, oh, it is a race of people. Okay, so if it is a race of people, how are the Ashkenazis the only ones that have the biological trace that traces back to the 12 tribes of Israel, but then all the other people are just converts? They're not. Because listen, let me play this as a saying on here, and we coming back. Now let's just stop right here. Now listen to this confusion and this madness that this dude, Rabbi Vlad TV, is spewing out of his mouth. And this is why they never want to sit down with the real teachers on this subject, because they know they will get ate for breakfast. Now, this dude sit right here and try to tell us that, oh, well, they are actually the biological, the Europeans are actually the biological Jews according to the blood. Then he goes on to say that the Ethiopians are actually converts, that basically they're not biological Israelites or Jews, that they are converts. So because they studied the language and then they studied the religion and then they did a DNA test. What was the whole purpose of doing a DNA test if they not using the DNA test results? Because they know that the Ethiopian DNA is different from their DNA. They know this. But then but he's gonna say, oh, well, they saw that they were keeping the Torah, so they did a DNA test and then they allowed them to become citizens. See, this right here is the madness and the confusion. Listen to what Life had to say on here, because it gets interesting. Okay, so hold on. So nobody, so you guys can't hear the audio? Give me a thumbs up, and if you can hear if you can hear the audio, let me know. If not, then uh the Vlad interview good. Okay. Now, can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me. We can hear, brother. Can Okay. We can hear, brother. Natural Gold said, now can you hear? Can you guys hear? You can hear, or you can't, or you cannot. I can hear you, just not the audio. Okay, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let's do this real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's try this right here. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, so I might have to stop that. Let's do this right here. Let's present. Okay, let's do share screen. Let's do this right here. Or you know what? Let's do this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me try to give me one second. All right. Give me 1 second here. All right, let me just do this right here. This might be better. Let's go that. Boom. Share entire window. All right, let's do this right here. Let's go here. And let's see here. All right, okay, now. All right, thank you guys for being with me. What about now? Can you guys hear now? All right, let me know. Can you guys hear the audio now? Give me a thumb up if you can hear it now. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear the audio. You can't. Nothing is playing. Hold on. Let me see something. All right, so listen here, family. I got some technical difficulties going on, so we're gonna try this another way, real quick. Let me try this.
black people, white
Let me know if
people,
you guys
Jewish
can hear
people,
it.
this, that, and that. You can't put Jewish people in that conversation like that because Judaism is a religion. And so when you put it in that conversation, it kind of puts that religion as
okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So look. So let me back up and let me just start over. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some of you guys can hear, but I want to play this so you guys can hear it.
Because Judaism is a religion. And so when you put it in that conversation, it kind of puts that religion as a race of people. And so it's easier for you to try to attack that race of people because you think it's a race of people when it's not. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I'm Jewish. It actually is a race of people.
Jewish race of people?
Absolutely. My mother, if your mother is Jewish, you're considered Jewish, and you could actually track the DNA and everything else like that.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Yeah, you got to teach me on this because
I'm a Russian Jew. I'm an immigrant.
So. All right, now let's just stop here and let's just back up. Hopefully you guys can hear now. Okay, so now what's going on here is that this guy, and this is something that I want you guys to understand about the DNA, right? So he tells us that his mother is Jewish and he can trace his bloodline back. And this is basically what determines who is a Jew today. Well, what you guys have to understand is that if you're going to use DNA, you have to use DNA properly. Okay. Now, if you're going to say that your mom and you chasing the DNA, the question we have to ask ourselves is what is the original DNA that you're using to match up who's a Jew and who's not a Jew. Okay. We don't know what you're testing against to say, oh, well, this is the Jews that we found and this is the actual DNA. Nobody knows that. Okay. But now what we do know is that we can track all of this thing. We could track all of this through the book. Okay. If the book is telling us that Judah got removed off of the land because of the sins that they committed, okay, the southern kingdom. And the Father tells us that he's going to scatter the nation of Israel or Judah, okay, the southern kingdom, into the four corners of the earth. Logical sense tells us if Judah is in the four corners of the earth, then that means that prior to the Holocaust, we should be able to go and see where the Israelites are scattered into the four corners of the earth. Okay. So they cannot show where they are scattered into the four corners of the earth. Okay. And we're just going back before the Holocaust, because what you guys have to understand is that during the days and times of the Holocaust, they began to start shipping these Europeans out of Germany into all of the neighboring European countries. Okay. And so what these guys try to do is that when they try to create this law of return in 1940, you have to understand that these people are only coming back from where they got scattered to during the days and times of the Holocaust. We should be able to see before the days and times of the Holocaust where these European, the Ashkenazi, that say they are from the offspring of David, where are you guys scattered into the four corners of the earth prior to that? Where are you at? We should be able to find you in every kingdom around the earth, and you're not there. Okay. So you want us to believe that all of the Jews that left during the days and times of Masada, when the Jews got banned out of the land by the Romans, and some of these people went into captivity into the Roman Empire, and the others fled into Africa, and the others was killed. You're telling us that prior to the Holocaust, that Germany is the only place where these Jews were at. And then if you say, well, no, we're not saying that, then you should be able to connect with all of the people around the world, just like the slaves here in this nation has a connection with the slaves that are in the Caribbean, that are in Europe, that are in South America, that are in Africa, and they're also in different places around the earth. See, so the problem that they're running into is that when they try to say, oh, well, we found the tribe in Africa and these are the Jews, what they got to understand is that whoever the southern kingdom is, okay, and we already know that we are the people of the book, but whoever the people of the book are, they are in the four corners of the earth. So you can't just take one tribe in Africa and say, oh, well, these are the Jews. Nah, because that's not the four corners of the earth. That's only one area. Okay. So these are the things that people have to understand when we chop up these lies that they're trying to introduce. Okay. Now let's let this guy keep going and listen to what Rabbi Vlad TV continues to say.
So wait, so yeah. Jew is not like a word for Judaism?
Well, it could be both, right? You know, you could be Jewish by blood, and you could also practice Judaism. You could convert and be a Jew. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can convert and be a Christian, but it is considered a bloodline and a DNA. So, for example, in Israel, you see a lot of Ethiopian Jews in Israel because they actually found that this large group of Ethiopians were reading the Torah and practicing Jewish customs, and they did DNA testing and said, oh, okay, this whole area of Ethiopia is actually Jewish people, and they are allowed to become citizens of Israel.
So now let's just stop right here. So basically what Vlad is trying to tell us is that the people in Ethiopia were able to become citizens not because their bloodline traces back, but rather because they study Torah. Come on, man. So now you want us to believe that this is that the religion is a race, but then you're saying that, well, the only reason why they are allowed in the land because they study, not because they biologically trace back. Because if they say that these people biologically trace back, then their DNA is totally different from the Ashkenazi DNA. So both of these people cannot be descendants of the actual 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. Now let's let this guy keep going.
No, I'm confused. So what you're telling me, again, like this is kind of shit that need to be talked about right here, because
let's talk about it.
Right. So you're saying that Jews are a race of people, and the end of Judaism came after just after the Jews.
Well, no. I think if you go back, to like the 12 tribes of Israel, I mean, the people who decided to, the people who identified as that, were a group of people that ultimately had kids and carried on and everything else like that. But I mean, if you think about, for example, what happened in Nazi Germany, like Hitler he wasn't just killing people who were religious, he was killing a race of people who were Jews.
Wait, I don't mean to just turn into something else, but I don't want to go there first. I want to go back 12 tribes of Israel, because from my understanding, you had Judea, which was all 12 tribes, 10 tribes defected, moved up and created Israel. So what I'm saying is, are you saying that is a race of people? Before Judaism, the Jew is a race of people?
Yeah. You could say the Jews are a race of people, and you could actually trace your DNA and everything else like that, to be Jewish or not be Jewish. And
so now he said right up here and lied. Listen, this guy said right up here and lied and tried to say, oh, so what is the actual truth behind that? The truth is that Judah is part of the 12 tribes. Judaism is the religion of the Jews of Judah, basically, because Judah is the one that held the name in Jerusalem. So he wants us to believe that he traces back to King David and all of these people via DNA. But then the question we have to ask ourselves, what DNA are they using to say, oh, well, these are the people? These are the actual Israelites, and these are the actual people, because DNA, if you're saying that you are the people of the book, how in the world can you be the people of the book and you're not even in one corner of the earth? You in one little section. The Israelites are in the four corners of the earth. Now, prior to Hitler, where are you at in the four corners of the earth? And they can't explain that. Listen what he's getting ready to say right here. Check this out.
According to the religious part, it's if your mother is Jewish, you're Jewish as well, which to me is sort of stupid, because at the end of the day, I mean, the father and the mother will, give the same amount of DNA to the kids.
So what is the original? What is the original land of the Jews then? What is the original land? Like, where did they come? Because Africans, you can say black people, Africans, they come from Africa. So where did that come from?
I mean, that gets a little bit beyond me.
Now listen. Whenever they have to show where they come from, oh well, now that's beyond me. Now Rabbi Vlad TV does not. He can't answer the question, because essentially, if he answered this question, oh, well, where do you come from? We know that what is known today is modern day Israel, which is in Palestine, is actually in Africa. So you want us to believe that you can't even, number one, your genetic makeup would not even allow you to inhabit that land. Okay. Which is what they found out when they went into the land, and then the skin cancer rate ran up because they're playing around in the sand and their genetic makeup is not composed to be in that region. Okay. So this guy is not going to never tell you, well, what is the origin? Because if you go back before the Holocaust, what is your origin? We should be able to see you in the four corners of the earth. Mind you, the Jews got scattered out the land during the days and times of Masada when they got barred from the land. And they said they could not come back down there and inhabit the land. So back during the days and times of Masada, where are you at up into the days and times of the Holocaust? Okay. Because these particular individuals, and I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of the top wealthy Jews were actually running and bankrupting Germany, the act country. Okay. Now I don't want to get too far in this, and we can do this on another occasion, but you guys really need to go and see exactly why Hitler was actually persecuting the people the converts in Germany that identified as Jews. Okay. It's basically the same thing that you see going on here in America, where he spoke about how they introduced a lot of this this lawlessness into the land. And it's the same thing that's going on here in America, where the people that sit at the top of these organizations are Jewish. And I think that has been exposed already, regardless of how people feel about what Ye said or whatever the case may be. He showed you that these people that's in positions of power are Jewish or identify as Jewish. Okay. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is that if these people are really the people of the book, why do they endorse all of this lawlessness? Okay. And the answer to this question is very simple. See, what our people have to understand is that all of these lies, and I mean, and this is something we can sit down and debate and talk about, those of you out there that may see this, that's over other congregations, because we have the vision here at KOI. What you guys got to understand is that there are judgments contained in the book for these Europeans. Okay. This is what they don't tell you. So just like the book brings out, the Father tells us in the last days, he's going to break the yoke of our oppressors. He's going to break these bonds off of our neck. And these people are not going to feed on us anymore. And this is what you see when you see the things with the Ye and the Kyries and all of this stuff. What you're witnessing is a slave revolt. What you're witnessing is the Father fulfilling what he spoke via the way of the prophets. Okay. He tells us that in the last days, that Israel, that the Father is going to stop all these oppressors that are oppressing us and that are mooching off of us. This is why, look at Ye. We don't want your money. You know why? Because if our people ever turn back, and it's going to happen, because it's already prophesied, when our people turn back to the Most High, it is game over. It is checkmate for all of these nations. See, this is why they have to keep our people in sin and making money off of sin. See, when you look at the music industry, you got to go out here and basically kill, rob, plunder, and all of this stuff to be popping. But see, that keeps our people in sin. It's the same thing with Hollywood and a lot of these different places. Their whole objective is to keep our people in sin, because the longer you stay in sin, this prolongs their demise. The stakes is way higher than what people are thinking today. This stuff is, this stuff is real simple. And the more that our people wake up and turn back to the commandments of the Most High, their days are numbered. You see? And I want to read this to you. I'm gonna read a couple verses of scripture so you guys can understand this, because it's already prophesied. Okay. Now, if we go into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, right? It says, and I'm gonna just pick up. I'm gonna pick up at verse number 10, Jeremiah 10. It says, "Therefore fear thou now, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahuwah, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from a land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none should make him afraid. So right here, the Father is telling us that he's going to deliver the nation of Israel from the lands that he's been scattered to. Okay. Now listen what he says in verse 11. For I am with thee, saith Yahuwah, to save thee, though I make a full end of all the nations where I scatter thee. This includes America. So the Father has already told us these lands that he scattered us to that are oppressing us, he's going to make an end to these nations. And the lies that they have created in that New Testament about Jesus coming to save the people and all of this stuff, that is to keep our people in idolatry. That is not the real gospel. What I'm giving to you today is the gospel. This is what these people fear because they know this. See, believing in Jesus or whatever name y'all pulling out the cookie jar to believe in is not going to save the judgment that has been instituted against the nations. See, this has nothing to do with whether you living in sin or whatever the case may be. This has to do with the nations oppressing the physical people of Israel. Okay. See, it's right here in the book. So the Father has already told us that he's not getting rid of the nation of Israel. So if he's not getting rid of the nation of Israel, that means the nation of Israel is here today in the earth. Okay. Now listen to what he says right here when we jump down to verse 16, because this is what your oppressors fear. It says, therefore, all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they shall spoil thee. It says, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and they that prey upon thee, I will give for prey. So now they want you to believe in this garbage in the New Testament about Jesus coming and all this other stuff. Where is the judgment for the nations at? The Father has already said that he's going to break the bonds off of our neck from the nations that's oppressing us. Okay. And he's letting us know that this is a judgment against them. He's saying they're going to go into captivity, and those that are spoiling you, I'm going to give them for a prey. And this is what the adversary, your oppressors, fear. So in all these nations, in Europe, here in the United States, in the Caribbeans, in all the places that the Israelites have been scattered, where these people have been mooching off of us, there is a judgment for them. And this is what they fear more than anything else. You see, this is why they want to silence everybody. They don't want you talking about this stuff. You know why? Because if our people, when they wake up and they move away from the sin and start keeping the commandments like the book tell us, this is when the Father's going to come in and it's going to be game over. See, and this is why it's important for our people to stop selling out for this money, because you selling out for peanuts. Why would you take peanuts and the Father finna give you the whole loaf? All you got to do is turn back. They don't get to get away with the 400 years of oppressing our people and slavery. And matter of fact, it's really longer than that, because our people have been being oppressed for almost 2,000 years. So our captivity is getting ready to lift, but then there's a judgment on the nations. So this guy sit right up here and try to lie and say, oh, it's both a race and a religion. And this is why these guys never want to sit down. You know, I sit down and I watch some of the Israelite camps that be dealing with these Jewish rabbis. Let me tell you guys something. Stop wasting y'all time sitting down with these peewees, you know, because how do these guys come before the people, these Europeans, that's saying that they are rabbis, right? And then when they are sitting down and the camps got them on the line, they don't, oh, I don't know. I don't know this. Well, how do you not know? And you're the rabbi. Go get your top rabbis and bring them out. Stop wasting time with these peanuts. I was watching the brother over there at Sakari. He was I believe he was debating this Jewish rabbi, and he went on to ask him about the circumcision, where they do this oral circumcision. Okay. And you guys can look it up and go into that. But when the brother put him on the spot about that and asked him about it, he gonna say, well, I don't really know. I would have to. Well, how don't you know? You're in the religion and you have undergone that process. So how do you not know? You know what I'm saying? All these people do is just sit up here and lie every time they put to the test. So at the end of the day, family, this guy is lying. The nation of Israel is very important and critical here in these last days. This stuff that they're talking about, oh, well, you got one side of the fence in Christianity where they say, oh, well, your genealogy don't matter. None of this stuff matters. It's all this stuff is in Christ. And then you got another group of people that's over there that's trying to bewitch our people mind and saying, oh, well, we're the people of the book. We're fulfilling the prophecies. But even they, the people that's in the land today, do not fulfill any of the end time prophecies. Okay. And we're going to bust this thing up coming up here up the road. They, even though they're in the land and they say, oh, well, this is a fulfillment of this, what they're doing does not fulfill any of this stuff that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They don't even, listen, they don't even have control of the Temple Mount. If they touch that mosque, they know that's going to be World War III out there in the land, and that is what's going to get it popping. They're not going to sit up here and say, oh, well, we're the people of the book. Well, why y'all sitting out here and y'all got this mosque sitting on the temple where you say this is where the temple's supposed to be at, but yet y'all the people of the book? Let's talk about it. You know, so I don't want to be too long with it with this thing. But at any rate, this guy said right up here and lied and try to tell us that the religion of Judaism is both a race and a religion. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna just leave it right here. But I got more stuff that's coming on this. Make sure that you guys are and locked into the channel, because I'm getting ready to bust all these lies up that these people are spewing out of their mouth. And this is why they never want to really sit down with our people, the ones that study, because they know they cannot answer the tough questions. They cannot prove where they come from, you know, because when you go back prior to the Holocaust, where are you at? Where are you at in the four corners of the earth? Are you going to tell us that that out of all of these Jews that went into captivity and that's been on the run all this time was only in Germany? Is that what you're telling us? So, you know, at the end of the day, all these people do is lie, and their days are numbered. So at any rate, I'm going to leave this to you. You guys be safe out there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Shalom.